Hello, my dear learners. Good morning to everybody. How are you? Fine. Thank you. My dear learners, I am also fine. I hope you are staying home and following the rules of health and hygiene. My dear learners, the present situation of COVID-19 pandemic is very much anxious and worried for us because the situation is increasing day after day, and it has broken its all previous recorded day after day. Okay, my dear learners, and for this COVID-19 pandemic situation, our academic institutions and also teaching learning activities have been closed for a long time. And for teaching learning activities, the teachers and the students depend on virtual class, YouTube, Facebook, and so on. Okay, my dear learners. Now, I am going to discuss one of the most important topics. Before going to start, I would like to introduce myself. This is the MAHMUD Assistant Teacher English, Rabita Model High School, Rangamati. My dear learners, do you know in my previous class what I have discussed? Yes, superlative to comparative. My dear learners, now I am going to discuss superlative to positive. My dear learners, and with this class, it will be enclosed comparison of adjective, that means transformation of degree, positive, comparative and superlative. My dear learners, now I am going to discuss superlative to positive. My dear learners, in this case there are two rules. First one, if the superlative sentence is with the plus adjective, that means superlative form, you may also call the plus superlative or the plus adjective. My dear learners, if the sentence is with the plus adjective or superlative case, we have to firstly write no other. For positive case, firstly no other, then extension, that means the part after adjective or superlative. Okay, then verb plus so, verb plus so, my dear learners, then positive form of superlative degree, positive form of superlative degree, and then as, and lastly subject of the sentence. Okay, my dear learners, firstly no other, then extension, that means the part after superlative or adjective, then verb plus so, then positive form of superlative degree, and then as, and lastly subject of the sentence. Okay, my dear learners, let's see an example. Saudi Arabia is the hottest country in the world. Saudi Arabia is the hottest country in the world. The sentence is superlative because the sentence is with the and superlative for hottest. Okay. My dear learners, for positive sentence, firstly you have to write no other, then the part after adjective. The part after adjective, country in the world. No other country in the world, then verb plus so, is, and then so. Then positive form of superlative degree. Do you know what is the positive form of hottest? Yes, hot. From adjective at the end of st or est, if we omit st or est from the end of adjective, then we will find positive form. Okay, hot, then as. Okay, and then subject of the sentence Saudi Arabia. The no other country in the world is so hot as Saudi Arabia. Okay. Another example, iron is the most useful metal. Iron is the most useful metal. The sentence is also superlative because the sentence is with the and superlative most useful. Okay, my dear learners. Positive case, what will be the positive case? Firstly no other, then the part after superlative, that means adjective, metal. Okay, the no other metal, verb plus so, is, so, and positive case, positive form of superlative degree. You know, if the adjective is more than one syllable, we have written most before the adjective for superlative case. But now, if we omit the most before the from the adjective, then we will find positive case. Okay. No other metal is so useful. Then as, and lastly subject of the sentence iron. Okay. Now another rule, that means the last rule. If the superlative sentence is with one of the plus adjective or superlative form. My dear learners, in this case, firstly you have to write very few. Okay, for singular we have to write no other, and this is plural case, so you have to write very few, and then the part after adjective. Okay, and then verb plural form. Okay, the sentence is plural, so you have to write verb plural plus so, and then positive form of superlative degree, and then as, and lastly subject of the sentence. Okay, my dear learners. Now let's see an example. Chittagong is one of the largest city in Bangladesh. Chittagong is one of the sentence is with one of the and superlative form largest cities in our country or in. Okay, my dear learners. Then you have to write firstly very few, because the sentence is with one of the. Okay, that means instead of one of the, you have to write firstly very few, then the part after adjective. Chittagong is one of the largest. Okay, that means largest is the superlative, and the part after superlative, cities in our country. The very few cities in our country, that means this is the extension part, the part after superlative form. Okay, very few cities in our country, verb plural. Notice in superlative case verb is, but in positive case we have written plural form are. Okay, then very few cities in our country are. After that, yes, so then positive form of superlative degree. Greatest, that means positive form great. Or if you may write largest, then you have to write large. Okay, then as, and lastly subject of the sentence, Chittagong. Okay, very few cities in our country are so large as Chittagong. Okay, my dear learners, I hope if you are enjoying my class attentively, you have been able to overcome all your problems or weakness. My dear learners, for enjoying my class, you are thanked cordially on behalf of me, from me. My dear learners, you are most welcome, and I hope you, if you practice more and more following the rules, you will be able to get a good figure in your exam, and you will be able to answer all the questions, especially for transformation of degree, positive, competitive and superlative, and vice versa. Thank you very much.